Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 7th. We're just going to jump right in here, Leo. And in your current general energies, look, you have the last quarter moon in Leo, which says lighten up. And you have the last quarter moon in Scorpio, which says reveal what needs to be seen. And we see that right off the bat with the Ace of Swords. I mean, the Ace of Swords is the truth, and it can represent a victory and like good things coming in, but I do feel like I don't think it's a truth that needs to come out here, but I do feel that something kind of needs to be exposed in your life. But I feel it's like probably something that is a treasure. There's like a treasure chest on this card with something inside of it. And I would also argue that the Queen of Cups is very similar because she has this cup and it looks almost like a trophy. It doesn't really look like a cup. And to me, the Queen of Cups can kind of represent your heart, like what your heart really wants you to do in your life. And I don't know, I feel like I'm just repeating myself nonstop because pretty much all the readings have said, like, follow your heart. I know it's cliche advice, but, it is what it is at this time, right? So let's see here. You do have multiple queens as well. So whenever I have 3 queens, to me, that's like jealousy and gossip. I would definitely avoid jealousy and gossip at all cost during Mars retrograde. So, if people are talking about you or whatever, I say, let them talk, let them go, and just ignore it. But again, you have this last quarter moon in Scorpio, and you have this last quarter moon in Leo, which says lighten up. And I feel what needs to be revealed here is your true intentions, your true desires. For some of you, like if you're in a relationship, I feel like you need to start, like, make sure you're getting more than you have been getting. That's what's popping into my head. It's like sometimes, I think we don't want to like lose a person. So it's like maybe we kind of do more for them than they do for us, and we just keep giving. I definitely find this to be true about us spiritual people. Is like usually we're typically overgivers in relationships. Not always true, but sometimes. And so I kind of feel that like if you're in a relationship situation, I feel like you need to allow the other person to invest in the relationship as well. And again, here's my thing with this, is it's like, if we don't allow the other person to invest, then it's like we're of no value to that person because they don't have to do anything for us. That's why I encourage people to let people do things for you, because then it makes you more valuable in their eyes. That's not 100% accurate, but basically that's what we're doing. People want to do things for us. It makes them feel good. So, but sometimes I think we can create a relationship that wasn't toxic. We can definitely turn it toxic by not allowing the other person to do something for us, right? You have the Ace of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and the 3 of Wands. I get a lot of waiting energy here on this 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords is like having a nightmare, waking up and still being stuck in a nightmare. But I feel like you almost need to apply yourself to something. Those are the words that are popping into my head. I always say with the 9 of Swords, we kind of have a choice. We can be the bug or the windshield. There's a person here in the bottom who's hitting another person, like right down here, with a sword. And this card to me basically says you can be the bug or the windshield. You can be the person on their back getting hit, or you can be the person doing the hitting. And we're not literally talking about hitting here, but what I would say is I feel like you need to apply yourself to something, because I get a very dreamy energy in this first row. Even if we just look around here, I mean, Ace of Swords, Magician, to the Wheel of Fortune over here. This to me is kind of like the idea exists, some sort of idea for your life exists, but I feel like it's just an idea. It hasn't been applied yet. Those are literally the words that are popping into my head. Sometimes I think, again, we can dream about something all day long, but until we bring it down to earth, we don't actually know like what's going to happen. I almost feel like this Ace of Swords should have been in reverse because, I feel like something's a little bit out of balance here. Not bad, by the way. And again, I don't read reversals. I do. I just read them intuitively. And what I would say here is I feel like something's out of balance, but not like super bad. I think just something, it's like the idea is there. I think what's out of balance is the action. So maybe you need to take action on an idea that you've recently had or you've been having. Could also be a relationship as well. It's like maybe you see a person that you're interested in, but you're kind of like, the idea is there, but the action hasn't been taken. 3 of Wands, the action hasn't been taken. It's like you're waiting for something here. And it's like you can wait all day long, but, unless you kind of take action, nothing's going to happen. Again, 3 of Wands is like waiting for the perfect moment when there never will be a perfect moment to do something. So I kind of feel that here. I also feel like if you're interested in a person, I would, like, don't be afraid to make your intentions known is what I would say here. Because, again, It's like, this is giving me the vibes of needing to put, like, kind of apply yourself is the word I keep getting here. But I don't know. Let's look. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Five of Wands. Take the risk, right? Five of Wands is a card of conflict and competition. You might be fearing conflict, or you might be fearing something here, but it's like you'll never know. It's funny to me that the Five of Wands is a card of knowledge. The people on the Five of Wands, traditionally, they're using sticks. They're not using swords. And to me, it's a card of training. It's like a card of learning how to fight. That's what those people are doing on the Five of Wands. So it's like you're conflicted here. I feel for some of you, this is only going to be for some of you, but I feel like you're interested in someone, and I feel like you just need to talk to that person, or you just need to tell them, because it's like you'll never have the knowledge if you don't do it. It's kind of like the double-edged sword, Ace of Swords. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. But, to me, I would just take the risk here. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Judgment card. For some of you, I feel that you're waking up to your purpose, because in this middle row here, we go over to the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is like your destiny, and I feel like you're getting closer and closer and closer to your destiny. It's kind of funny because I feel that the Nine of Swords is talking about some judgments that you're putting on yourself, and I would be careful of doing that here in this reading. It's like, there are some like big ones out there, like, oh, if you're not married by 30, then X, Y, and Z. If maybe you think there's a certain amount of money you want to make, but maybe you're like saying I'm 40, and most people who make this amount of money, they're like, they make it when they're like 20 or something like that. I get these like weird judgments popping into my head. I feel like you need to like let those things go. And guess what? You can be the first, right? Let's say that all those rules are true. You can be the first, Leo. I'm here to tell you that. With the Three of Wands, you have the Ten of Cups, Fortune after difficulty. Something about love here. For some of you, could be dealing with love from a distance, but for others, I just feel like there is distance. This is only for those of you that are not in a relationship, that have their eye on someone. I feel like the intentions need to be made known. If you are in a relationship, Ten of Cups is Fortune after difficulty, so just good things coming in, into your life. And again, maybe your relationship is perfect, but it could always get better. Next in the area of the, what are we doing? Oh yeah, the unexpected. You have this thicket of thorns. That is a tongue twister. It says uncertainty on it. You have this wise woman as well. It says grace on it as well. So for some of you, it's funny. I was definitely feeling uncertainty, or kind of like not being sure what to do with that Ace of Swords. It's like you do know what to do, but maybe you're creating some blockages. And again, this treasure chest is standing out to me here. So I feel that there could be something that you almost see as treasure. Could literally be money, could be a person, could be anything. You have the Queen of Cups, the Magician, and the Queen of Pentacles here. It's like you have everything you need. It's funny that the Magician is pointing to the Queen of Swords. It's like you have the heart, you have the resources, maybe something just needs a little more clarity. And again, I feel that for some of you, the way that you're going to get the clarity is to open your mouth, right? Especially if you're interested in a person, obviously. It's like you have everything you need, you just need a little bit of this, is what the Magician is saying. The Magician has mastery over all the suits in the tarot. So it's, again, kind of saying that your heart's in the right place, your resources are in the right place, but you just have to use this. I would be careful of thinking that you have to make some changes as well. Again, for whatever reason, for those of you looking for love, I feel it's critically important that you stay exactly the same. Like if you're thinking, oh, I have to change for this person, or I have to reinvent myself for this person. And I think we all do this even on a subtle level as well, and we just don't realize it. So I'd pay attention and make sure that you're not like sacrificing who you are. Definitely popping into my head with this Magician energy. With the Queen of Pentacles, definitely feel you need to keep your eye on the prize. You can see that she's focused on that pentacle there. She's not focused on this rabbit. This rabbit can represent anxiety and fear on the Queen of Pentacles. And it just says that she's focusing on what she does have. She's not focused on what she doesn't have. So I'd make sure to focus on your resources. Could be a water sign or earth sign that's coming in for you here. You have the Queen of Cups as well. So again, I feel kind of that you just have your eye on the prize. It's like your heart knows what it wants. She is very focused on that cup, and she kind of does things emotionally. She trusts her emotions above all else. So I don't really think there's anything unexpected coming in for you, by the way. But, and that's been true for basically everyone. So it's just like one of those weeks where I think there maybe aren't any big surprises. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Temperance card, turning water into wine, kind of like turning things around. It's a card of transformation. It's like, both cards, the Magician can also represent a transformation. It's like a card of reinvention, reinventing yourself. But again, I feel the need to be who you are. It's like that is standing out at the front of my brain. So if you're like dealing with a new person, I wouldn't change anything about, I would present yourself exactly as you are. With the Magician, you have two cards here. You have the Six of Wands and the Tower. So pretty much everyone's had the Tower again. Not only that, you have the Tower and the Judgment card. Whenever I get the Tower and the Judgment card together, to me that is the most powerful change or powerful combination in the tarot. To me, this represents a major revelation or a major wake-up call. But for you, it looks like it's going to lead to success with that Six of Wands. So if there is like a shakeup or some sort of wake-up call, it looks like it will be successful in the long run for you. But again, everybody's had the Tower again. Wouldn't really surprise me if there's like, major Tower moments in the world or something. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Two of Cups. Definitely a soulmate coming in for you. There's nothing to worry about. I'm telling you right now, if you ever are in a person, this person likes you. Or for some of you, I feel like you don't even know this person. Like you know of them, but maybe they don't know you. Or maybe you just are kind of like an admirer or something like that. Maybe you're the secret admirer here, Leo. I feel like this person will definitely be interested. Could definitely be an earth sign, by the way, if you're looking for love. If you're not looking for love, I would say that this whole entire reading is saying you need to take control of your destiny with that Wheel of Fortune. So you might have your eye on doing something new for work or business. And the Two of Cups is like you and your higher self. It's your, our higher self is always communicating with us through maybe our dreams. And for you, I kind of feel, just looking around here, it could be your dreams, your daydreams, your feelings, your intuition. And I feel you need to move in whatever direction your higher self is telling you to move in. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this Thinker card and this Co-Create card. Love it. Definitely could be like teamwork. So there could be people, places, or situations that are kind of teaming up with you that are being put into your path to help you. It's kind of funny that, I do feel for some of you, this is teamwork because you have the Three of Pentacles, but I also feel that this could be like certain events that you're co-creating with as well. I mean, we're always co-creating. If we're doing something, it doesn't matter what it is, we're co-creating with like the universe or whatever, but it's just like extra powerful right now here, Leo. And I do get this need to put things out there. Like if you're working on a piece of art or wanting to give a speech or wanting to present an idea to your boss or whatever, I feel like those are all forms of co-creation that would be extremely beneficial for you right now. I feel like you need to get out of your head. You have that Thinker card, but I think this is saying get out of your head. This whole entire reading is really saying that to me. You have the Page of Wands, go on the adventure. You have the Seven of Wands and the Queen of Swords. It's like you're clear about what you need to do that can lead to growth. You have the Two of Wands, the Queen of Swords to the Two of Wands. And I feel that she is saying you are clear on what you need to do to move forward, but you just have to do it. I also feel that this could be communication coming in for you. And so, this could be important communication and work. And I would say it's about a leadership role or a leadership position. So if you're wanting a leadership role or a leadership position, I definitely feel there could be something coming in for you. I feel like the Seven of Wands is talking about kind of like what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. I do feel pretty much everyone has had something about, again, their kind of like their intentions, like what you intend to allow into your life. And I feel like if you can start sticking up for your intentions and what your desires are, then you're actually going to kind of meet your needs a lot faster than if you just like, for example, if you have certain intentions in love, but there are people who come in who don't meet those things and you allow them into your life, then you're accepting less, right? So I kind of feel, for whatever reason, on the Seven of Wands, it's saying there's some sort of change coming in for you. It's like coming towards you somehow, and it could be mentally where you're just no longer willing to accept less. And that's exactly the space that you should be in, because it's like as you demand these things, you actually get them. And I like that. You have this Page of Wands as well. I feel like this is you. I feel like you're kind of like seeing the world with different eyes. It's like this is, would be like the younger, more immature version of you. And I don't mean immature as in you are immature. I just mean like the younger version of you. And I kind of feel like you're looking at the world with rose-colored glasses intuitively. That's not what this card means, but that's what I'm getting. And do I think this is a bad thing? No. Normally I would say yes, Leo. But there's kind of something here that's popping into my head about you needing to almost look at the world. I think the difference is if we look at the world with rose-colored glasses and we're pretending that we don't know that we're doing it, then it's a bad thing. But see, I think that maybe you're being a little idealistic. Maybe you're being a little childlike right now. But I also think that, like, some of that kind of like childlike magic needs to enter into some situations in your life here. This could be in work or business. For some of you, it kind of needs that like childlike creativity. It could also be in relationships as well. It's like if all your relationships have been too serious and there's no fun, then of course they need more fun. And that's what I'm getting here. Look, with the Page of Wands, you have the Three of Pentacles. I feel like you're attracting a person who also wants to play, who wants to have a good time, who just wants to have fun and is not too serious. And I love that. So Three of Pentacles twice right next to each other. Definitely the universe saying I meant what I said. But this is going to be like a co-creative experience as well. So it feels like a little bit different than, maybe what you're used to. I also think it's interesting that there's like an owl and the cat right here, the cheetah. I mean, you could be a cheetah, I guess, although you're a lion, but still, you could just be a cat, right? And you have air right here. That would be like an air sign, the owl. So I feel you could be attracting an air sign or someone with a lot of air in their chart. I also feel you are attracting someone who's very wise as well, probably has a lot of wisdom. And someone very stable, I'm getting also. It's funny that owl is like sitting on a tightrope, but I'm wondering if this is two people who kind of operate in two different worlds coming together. That's kind of what's jumping out to me. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Magician twice right next to each other. Basically, the universe saying I meant what I said. But I really feel, again, it's funny that I said, don't change who you are. Of course, we're always making changes. But if you're doing something for someone else, I think that's where the problems come in here with that Magician. For whatever reason, the Magician to me is saying, like, of course, use your tools, use your mastery of all the suits. And if you want to reinvent yourself for yourself, then do it. But I would also, for whatever reason, I feel a need to really kind of stick up for yourself here with that Seven of Wands. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Emperor here. Definitely ready to take action. I feel like you're ready to take the lead. I mean, two cards of leadership, two wands and the Emperor coming up right on top of each other, right next to each other, I should say. So the Emperor, he's just ready for action. The two wands is a card of leadership. You also have the Three of Wands here. The Three of Wands can also be a card of leadership, but the Three of Wands is really a card of kind of being a supervisor. He's standing at the top here and he's looking at these boats that are in the harbor. And he could be directing them. That is a possibility with the Three of Wands. He could be the one, like he's like the harbor master. He is telling those ships where to go or what to do or whatever. And so there is a lot of this leadership energy here, but I feel like you're directing your own life. I don't think that you're directing ships. So it feels a little bit different to me, is what I'm trying to say. At the end here for messages from your future self, you have, look at this, you have the ship card. It says directions, journey on it. You also have this dolphin. It says playfulness, cooperation, exactly what I was saying. So I feel for some of you could be attracting someone from a distance, but I also feel there's a lot coming in, and maybe not from a distance. I know that sounds confusing, but I just think there's a lot of energy entering into your life in the form of offers, money, could be anything, right? I feel a lot of stuff just coming at you. So you could be not only a busy week, but a busy rest of the month. Like I feel this is something that you're going to be dealing with for a long time. There is something here in this reading of needing to stick up for yourself, but I didn't see this card. It says direction on it. Putting that together with the Magician and the Seven of Wands and the Ace of Swords, which is like laser-like focus. Ace of Swords says when you have a focus, kind of like the Star card, like when you have one thing that you can focus on as your purpose, Wheel of Fortune, your destiny, whatever you think that is, doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It's what you think. As when you are dead set focused on that, then you will become very successful. And that's what you need to do here. I would also be playful, though, and invite more playfulness into your life. I feel just a little bit too much of a serious energy. And I'm not saying it's not a serious time, but sometimes I think when we're too serious, we need to balance things out the other direction. You have the Three of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Two of Wands here. So, of course, Three of Pentacles, teamwork makes the dream work. I would be doing whatever you can to work on a team and add more playfulness. By the way, she has polka dots on her cloak. Polka dots in the tarot represent needing to have more fun. They can represent being too serious, needing to be more playful. So, definitely comes up a lot here. With the Wheel of Fortune, I feel this is what you see. It's kind of interesting that pretty much everyone has had the Wheel of Fortune, I think, this week. And, we need to be at the center of the wheel. We should be here. Because when we're at the center, everything is spinning around us, but we can kind of see things as they come at us. We can grab on to good opportunities, but we can also avoid bad opportunities when we're paying attention. So the Wheel of Fortune is kind of more about taking control of your life and being able to see things as they come, and then being able to deal with those things, any situation when it comes to you. Again, pretty powerful, this middle row here. I mean, Judgment, Tower, Wheel of Fortune, some of the most powerful major arcana showing up there. You also have the Two of Wands. What are you waiting for? He needs to leave this comfort zone that is his village right down here, and he needs to get out into the world. He has the whole world in his hands. I'm wondering if you're kind of like playing too small, with this reading. And I'm not criticizing you here. I feel things could be a lot better. Like, let's say you're saying to yourself, I would be happy with, $10,000 a month, right? Maybe that's too small. Maybe you should say, I'd be happy with $1 million or 100,000. And people always say, it's not about the money. I'm like, okay, well, go live in a cave. Okay, great. It's not about the money, but it is about the money. Every single person that's ever said that to me, it's like, okay, if it's not about the money, then, and it's so easy, then why don't you go make the money and then donate it and do something good with it? Because money can be used for good things as well. And so, what I would say here is make as much as you can, and if you don't want the money, give it away, right? Plain and simple. I have no respect for people that basically say, complain and say things like it's not about the money or whatever. It's like, well, no, it's not, but you can do great things with money. So, and that's what I preach. We need more people doing good things with a lot of money. So, what I say here is I feel like you need to aim high, is what this part of the reading is saying. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Three of Cups, more teamwork. Definitely a celebration coming in for you as well. If you want love, this is like a major celebration coming in for you in love. But I do feel this need to open up to a person here. It's like someone's woken up as well with that Judgment card. It's like maybe you've been waiting for a person to be single. Maybe you've had your eye on a person and you're waiting if they're single. If you're asking, is someone single? I would say yes, just so you know. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Fool. Did you have the Fool twice? No. But the Fool says take a leap of faith towards something that you see as your destiny. In the Two of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords charging forward. Do not go back to the past. Knight of Swords, he would normally be facing the past position. And I feel like this is saying swing for the fences. Like I said, I really get this energy on that Two of Wands of needing to play big, not small. If you're saying to yourself, oh, I've been trying to be successful in business, but I haven't been finding success, I feel maybe you're playing too small. It's like sometimes I wonder that. I wonder if we're not as successful as we could be because the universe is like, no, you're playing too small. I want you to play big. Same thing in all other areas of your life as well. It's like, this could be anything. Could be health, could be whatever. But I feel like you need that Two of Wands is kind of about realizing that you can expand your limits. Like he's standing at the top of a castle and he's like thinking small. He's not thinking the world. He's just thinking what's right in front of him. So there's definitely this element of needing to kind of like take what you think you're capable of doing and multiply it by 1,000 is what I would say here, Leo. And again, maybe you don't get that 1,000x, but if you get 100x, are you going to be complaining? I don't think so. So we're going to do 3 cards now. Just one question. If you have a question, feel free to pause the reading and think of your question if you need to. If you don't have a question, then I'm just going to put all 3 together at the end, kind of like a personalish reading. But pause now, because I'm going to read the cards if you need time. But you have the Seven of Cups, the World, and the Devil. I feel, again, you need to be very specific about what you want in your life. Sometimes I feel that we don't ask for what we want. I think I said it in a reading too recently. It's like in Think and Grow Rich, I'm pretty sure Napoleon Hill, he says something about needing to be unapologetic of what you ask for. Again, if you, for example, want a bunch of money, but you think that money is the root of all evil, then I would correct that limiting belief, right? Because money doesn't have to be evil. Maybe it has been used for evil, but it doesn't have to, and we can change that, right? And so I feel that something needs to be changed here. And it could be a belief. Same thing with relationships as well. It's like maybe you think everyone is a player, but there are plenty of people who are not players. It exists, right? So I feel that there is a change that needs to happen here for a lot of you. I'm also getting something about travel. So some of you could be traveling on the World card. I don't always feel that on the World card because to me the World is like a card of completion. But you have the Two Wands and the Three Wands. So, I would say here, if you're looking for new opportunities or if you're looking to grow at this time, these opportunities could exist like outside of where you are. And I feel like this is encouraging you to kind of travel. So that's what I got for you, Leo. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you and definitely enjoy your week.